What's going on, everybody? Mr. Will, Mr. Greg McDonald, good evening, sir. Mr. Bill, how you doing? Hope everybody had a fine Monday. What's going on, Torque Monster Garage? I hear you. It wasn't too bad over here today. It was like supposed to get up in the 80s, and I think the rest of the week's supposed to be in the 90s and rain this weekend. Torque Monster Garage said, not much, working on my truck today. Yeah, I worked a little bit on SlagHammer this morning. Unkill Bad. What's up? What's going on, Unkill Big Bad? He says, man, I've never been the first like before in my life. Now all of y'all are followers. I hear you. Mr. Will, it's all good, brother. I enjoyed it the other night. But things sound a little bit different tonight. I had to move my studio. I've actually got it in my rehearsal room, which used to be my old band room. We're doing some work on the basement area, and so I had to move everything in here tonight. Jason Fitch said he made a mistake of opening up a car part account today. I think this is going to become a time and money vampire. No doubt, man. There's so many things I wanted to do and buy from them and set up an account, and I just had to keep telling myself no because I'd get in trouble. Terrence, what's going on, brother? But right now I'm trying to get used to it now because in my other room I had a little going on, and here it's like nice and dry. So I'm trying to get used to everything. Everything sound okay? Until Big Bad said, I knew I saw a mixing board and a snare drum in the garage. Yes, sir. What's going on, Spider Man? How you doing tonight? Oh, Paul Barrybone. Let's see. Good evening. How are you feeling tonight, neighbors? Sounds good here. Good deal. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Bill. Torque Monster Garage. I also appreciate that. Yeah, it was like a last second deal, man. Getting everything moved in my rehearsal room. I had to move all my drums and stuff out of the way and do a quick setup. But I'm glad everybody's doing good this evening. I'm doing all right. I went out and weed eated earlier, man. It about messed me up. I couldn't breathe worth shit afterwards. Spider Man. Oh yeah, I had a band. I've been in several bands. My last band was called Monkey Wrench, and I just retired it uh, the end of last year. My bass player came down with cancer and stuff and was fighting that. And then I've been fighting with my rheumatoid arthritis, and it's got to the point where it hurt to play anymore, man. So I just finally retired. What's going on, this Izzy? Yeah, I hear you. I mean, Barrymont, I mean, it's one of those deals that was one of my stress relief playing music. I mean, I've been playing music since I was 12 years old. I'm 54 now, so between doing that and building motors, man, that's kind of been my stress relief. But I don't know, maybe one day we can get this RA under control and see what happens. Destroyer 1320, what's going on, man? Ari, what's going on? Good evening, everybody. Starting to get a few people in here now. Appreciate it. And but anyway, I appreciate y'all watching the video yesterday on the unboxing. And this guy reached out to me, I guess, a couple weeks ago. And the name of his company is called Still Playing with Blocks. And he basically 3D prints engine blocks, short blocks, anything from an LS to Mopar to Ford, Model T blocks, stuff like that. And we got the package in. When did I get it in? Saturday, I believe. And so I opened it up yesterday. And I mean, it's cool, man. I'm still digging. I got it over here on my desk, man. I mean, I like this thing. I mean, he did all this on his 3D printer. So I thought it was pretty cool. I hear you, Destroyer, man. It is cool, man. I mean, even got a little keychain with a. I mean, I thought it was cool, man. I hear you, Barrymont. I mean, it's like I've never used a 3D printer, and I know when they first came out, they were a real nightmare. Destroyer just said it's strange that I have an STP shirt on as well. Oh, I hear you, man. Mr. Will, I don't know. I mean, reach out to him. Like I said, he's on Facebook, Instagram. I believe he's on YouTube, and like I said, the name of his company is stillplayingwithblocks.com. Unkill Big Bad said, "Great minds run together in the gutter." I hear you, man. But yeah, check his website out, man. I mean, he's got a lot of cool stuff on there. He can make it like a card holder or a pin holder or a magnet. I mean, he does keychains. I mean, everything. Destroyer 1320 wants to know if anyone's got a fiberglass bumper for a 72 Challenger. Let's see, I missed something here. Ari sit there and said, that's how he was doing. And it's like, not a lot going on here. I was expecting a carb kit to get delivered, but I guess my order didn't go through, so I'm bored now. Big Belly Racing, what's going on, brother? Let's see, Dave Norman. Everybody talks about the oiling problems with the late model Hemi. Do you modify your blocks when rebuilding? Actually, I don't, dude. Basically, I make sure everything's cleaned on it. The only upgrade I do, as far as oiling goes, I do away with the stock pump and go with a Millings pump. And that gets me, depending on what kind of build, for a regular stock build, I use a regular Millings pump. And that'll give me 34, 35 psi at operating temperature at idle, all the way up to about 65, 70 pounds at 2,500 and above. Leighton Welding, what's going on, brother? Yeah, I saw you the other night on the live. Big Belly Racing, just rolling into missing. No, we're just getting started, man. I started about 4 minutes late this evening trying to get my shit together. Dave Norton says I use Millings on my LS builds also. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, they're a good pump. I mean, and if you get a high volume pump with them, it comes with 3 different spring pressures. I mean, so you can go from stock to um, almost to what a Hellcat pump is. And you can have like about 42, 43 pounds at idle and almost 80, 75 pounds, something like that at 2,500 and above. Big Belly Racing said I hustled home for your live. Well, I appreciate it, brother. Bad Tree Production is in the house. What's going on, guys? I am doing great. Terry Littlejohn, let's see. Al, you going to be in on the 383 assembly? No, that is all Tony. He's building the 383. Matter of fact, I think he was shooting a video today doing the short block, so hopefully that'll be out sometime this week. No, I got my hands full with a couple other motors right now. I got Kiwi's 446 pack. I'm still waiting on him to make up his mind if he wants to go stroker with it or go ahead and order new pistons and have a zero deck piston set up and get that crank redone. And I'm also doing his Gen 3 Hemi build for the Mitsubishi. And so I got my hands full of that, plus trying to finish up loose ends with SlagHammer on the body and electrical and paint and everything else. All right, said he put a Millings pump in a slant. I mean, they're good pumps, man. I like them. I mean, every once in a while you get a bad one, but that's like with anything else. Usually when I get mine, I tear them apart, make sure everything's good at them. Andrew Justice, D100, slant 6 or a 318, which should I go? Brother, that's up to you. It all depends what you're wanting to do with it. Maybe a CM. Rally stripes going on SlagHammer. No. Hey, Andrew, do you already have the truck now? Mr. Don Trudeau, what's going on, brother? Andrew says an empty shell. Dude, you can go. I mean, what do you want to do with it? You want to just kind of just have it as a cruiser, or you want to build a little small block, have a little rowdiness to it? I mean, a lot of it's up, what you want to do with it. Curious Yellow Cuda, what's up, brother? Torque Monster Garage has hit me with a trivia question. Which commentator came up with SlagHammer? Brother, you know what? I don't remember. I mean, Tony told me it was somebody in the comments one night, I think, and I can't remember who it was. All right, Terrence, we'll see you back. Bill said he had a 318 and a D150 was perfect truck for me. I tell you what, I mean, I've had a few trucks. I mean, I've had a D100 with slant six in it with three on a tree. I've had several small block Dodges. My Ram Charter was a small block Ram Charter, and I put a 360 in it. Curious Yellow Cuda said, I just put a 440 on the stand and ready to tear it down for rebuilding. I hear you, brother. Randy Byers is asking, is Tony building both motors for SlagHammer? He's building the 383. When it comes time for the second motor, I guess him and I both will probably be on that. Mr. Will says, I think it what was that, Kit Kendall, who came up with SlagHammer? I mean, you might be right. I just don't remember, man. But other than that, I mean, things are moving on. I'm hoping, got my fingers crossed, uh, that the rims for the back of SlagHammer should be here in a couple of days. They were supposed to ship out on the 9th. Big Belly Racing, now you're messed with a V or P pump Cummins. No, I have not. The only diesels I've came close to working on is my Detroit. Harry says, "Well, that was actually me who named her." so Ari is the one who named SlagHammer. But yeah, it feels weird now with the car sitting there with no motor, no tranny in it now. I got skinny tires on the back. But what I'm doing right now is I'm starting from the front of the car and working my way back to the tail. and I'm doing everything I want to do, getting the wiring all straightened out, running the brake lines for the front. Then I'm gonna crawl underneath the car in the middle section, get the frame all cleaned up, get it primed, get it painted, and then run my last brake line over to the back. And after that, man, just waiting for the motor to get done and get the tranny built and see what happens here in the next couple of weeks. Spider-Man, what's your opinion on the Detroit diesels? I mean, the old ones, man, the 12s, man, I mean, I liked them, man. I mean, until you got over 1,000,000 miles with them. The ones I had were, let's see, a 99 and an 03 model, and both of them about the same mileage. Pop the little keepers off the valves and drop the valves. But other than that, man, I mean, they're a good motor. I mean, I like the Cummins N14 motors and stuff like that. I mean, big truck motors, man. I mean, those two that I like. I mean, the Detroits are cheaper to build, though. John says, almost feels like you went backwards. It all depends. I mean, everything's mocked up now, but the good thing is, you know, all the hard parts done. And like I said, the wiring's 100% on it now. All that's all put together. So basically, I'm just starting from the front and cleaning everything, detailing everything until I get to the tail end of the car. And then the only main thing we got left to do inside the car is get the firewall put in. And then strap the tank down, run the fuel lines. Ari says, I digged it because slag is a Brit slang for loose women. Marymount, what are you talking about is the D joint you mentioned for Detroit. Connor, what's going on, man? My weekend was all right. Just working on SlagHammer a little bit. But Tony and I did take back the 68 satellite today back to Kiwi. So it's now gone from the shop. Let's see here. Big Billy Racing, what Mopar rides have you owned? Oh, let's see. I've had 65 Barracuda. I've had a 72 Barracuda. I had a 77 Tradesman 100 van that was customized. Let's see, what else have I had? I've had 2 Ram Chargers. I've had a 66 Dart 2-door, 66 Dart 4-door, which the 4-door one I sold to Tony. 67 Dodge Corvette. And now I own a Dodge Charger RT, a Jeep Commander. My son and I have a race truck, which is a 2004 Dodge Ram. And let's see, what else do we got? And then my son's got a 300 SRT8. Let's see, Mr. Will Diamond Garage. Al, please do a quick shout out. Bear Rose, Nolan, a Wild Rose, and I will be doing a deep dive into the best muscle car engines on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So everybody go check out Mr. Will's Diamond Garage Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's see, Conrad said he had bad luck with my water pump. What kind of vehicle is it? Big Belly Racing, nice. What year Ram Chargers? I actually had a 77. I love the older ones because you can take the top off. The last one I had, the 77, I had a 360 4-speed granny and had it up on 44s. Danny, did you ever see Tony's Ram Charger? Yeah, that gray one he had. Yeah, he ended up just getting rid of that. But that was a 2-wheel drive one though. If I get another Ram Charger, all my Ram Chargers, man, they got to be 4x4. Leighton Welding says I'll be doing a live around 9:30, 318 tear down, a little bit of no name chat, and just hang it out. Ari asks, how's his brake lines coming along? I had a deep recently myself. One oil line on the stowboat, clutch line the same on the small hard line on the front side wheel on dark. The brake lines actually come along pretty good. I mean, we bought pre-linked lines, and so far it's going all right. I've got 2 lines I need to go take back because I need a bigger end on both of them on one end to go into the proportionate valve. But other than that, man, I mean, it's come along pretty good. Big Billy Racing, that was clean. Yeah, I mean, it was a clean. I mean, I don't know exactly what all went on with that. I know he pulled the motor out and he was going to do something else with it. And I think he just lost interest with it. But man, those things are gone up in value, especially the older ones with the tops come off. I got rid of mine. Let's see, what was it? In '07. And because I quit mudding, so I just parked it, and every once in a while I'd start it up. And I was looking about 2 years ago about buying another one, and it was pretty roached out, but I mean, it was worth saving. But man, the dude wanted like $6,000 for it, and I just couldn't do it. All right, so that's cool as long as you have a decent flare tool and proper fittings. Yeah, I mean, I could have went that route, Ari. Cut a big roll of tubing, just flared everything. But we just got pre-linked lines. I mean, I measured everything out, and so right now I'm just looking more functionality. I mean, y'all see it here in about a day or two on the video. What I've got done so far on that. Oh, I hear you, Big Billy Racing. That would have been a nice coming swap. Tim Hedges says, I have something I want to send you, but I don't have your address. Um, all right, well, I'll put my email up here in a minute, and then you can email me with your address, or email me and I'll send you my address. Mitch Will Diamond Garage. Al, I love Ram Charger. Does it make a big difference having 360 and a 318? The 360 on mine, I had it built. I mean, I did mud bogs with it, mudding and everything else. I mean, just for a daily driver, 318 is fine. Let's see. But yeah, I miss that old Ram Charger. Be honest with you, Big Belly Racing. Any idea how much horsepower you made with a 360 to do med box? You know what? I never had those motors dynoed out. I basically went 30 over with them and closed chamber heads and a nice, not too radical cam, but just enough to make it snappy. And I was also running 456 gears. So and with that granny 4-speed, man, I could have put a damn 6-cylinder in it. Probably did the same thing. Let's see. Mr. Boyle said my cousin bought a rust-free '84 Ram Charger with a blown transmission for $600 3 years ago. He still has it. That was a good deal. All right, Curious Yellow Cuda, have a good one, brother. Yeah, my '77 I paid $400 for it. It had a blow motor in it, but he had a brand new set of 35 TA all terrains on it that were brand new. So the tires and rims were worth more than what I paid for the whole truck. But it's hard to find them anymore on a good deal. I hear you, Big Belly Racing. 70 and 80s Ram Charger and pickups are far few between. They are, man. Here where I live at in Tennessee, I can find them, but it's just I don't want to spend that kind of money. I think probably it's because I know what I used to be able to get them for. Excuse me. Doing all that weeding outside, got my sinuses all tore up. Big Billy Racing says up here the salt got to them and saved my 78 was getting parted out. Mopar man, 1978. What's going on, brother? Dude, I tell you what, man, with me driving the truck, I went through a lot of places and seen some old cars. And I had to do a run up through Pennsylvania. And I stopped at one of these little truck stop things here. And the cars I seen that were out front, they were so rusted out. Badass says there's a ton of 80 Rams here in Texas, but they want way too much for them. Oh, I bet. Ari said, I thought you said you're doing all the weed. Right? Unfortunately, my job will not let me. Oh, Drat, what's going on, man? But yeah, I love the old Ram Chargers, man. And I mean, even the Plymouth version of it. And I just always loved them, man. I mean, you can do anything with them. They're simple to build. And like I said, I love the fact that you can take the top off of it. And I had it down to science where I can take that top off by myself. Oh, Drab, Overman at 70. By the way, did you connect with Tony about Windows Tray in the Slant 6? Wasn't sure. Um, as far as his Windows Tray or the one that you're working on? Oh, I hear Big Billy. I mean, yeah, the trail dusters are even more scarce. They are, man. Oh, Danny boy, what's going on, man? Tony, let's see. Owen Drive said Tony was worried about MMA doing that. Oh, okay. Uh, Mopar Man said he sent a text this morning, Tony, and called me, and we talked about it since then. Yeah, he was busy, man. He had a lot going on today. We had to take the 68 satellite back to Kiwi, and then got back, and I was working on Slag. He was getting everything together, start putting the short block together on the 383. So yeah, it's pretty busy, man. Buff Del Campo, what's going on, man? Yes, sir. I am live every Monday night. Torque Master Garage said I've only built one Hemi, and I'm not a Mopar guy. Now, did you build a Gen 3 or did you build a 426? Governor Built 28 says the hobby has gotten out of hand. Years back, you could find a builder behind every gas station. Everyone thinks they're selling gold. You are so true, man. You are so true. Oh, cool deal. 392. Yeah, we were talking with Kiwi today. We went and dropped that satellite off, the green one we've been messing with, and I picked up a couple more things for his 446 pack, and he's got a 392 Hemi sitting on a trailer. I'd love to get a hold of that. But yeah, Bub, it was funny, man. Tony was trying to figure out for weeks where the paper towels and stuff came from in the water, and I came in the other day and saw your name on top of it. And he's like, "Oh, that's where it came from." Mopar Man 1978 said the short video I did on my home Windows tray for the Slant 6 was just in its infancy stage, and still had to drill holes and louvers to help drain the oil to the bottom of the pan. Oh, I hear you, but well, and that's funny because when he asked, a while back, I was like, I don't know, and I just happened to glance down at the box the other day and saw that, and I said, mystery solved. Mopar Man 70 said everybody flipped out. I bet. Matt S says my father is fixing to close a deal on getting a 7340. Comes with extra set of heads, cam headers. Can't wait to get it. Good deal, man. Mr. Will saying I'm hunting for a 70s Mopar police car again. Called a few salvage yards in San Jose. Supposedly there's a horde of them. And it doesn't so car. Really trying to find it. Good luck, brother. I had a friend of mine years ago. When I was still living in Florida. He had an old Tampa Police Department Dodge Diplomat car, and that thing actually came out nice, man. But all guys, everybody, anybody that's on here that's in the register for the No Name Nationals or in the No Name National 500 contender thing, if y'all have stickers, please send them to me if you've got any. And what I'm wanting to do is the whole trunk lid SlagHammer is going to have stickers all over it, and we want to kind of represent everybody from the No Name National. So if you all want to send some stickers to put on there, that'd be cool as hell. Dizzy says it won't be long. Good deal, brother. Matt S says I think the cheapest Mopars right now would be the '80s Diplomats of the Fifth. Yeah, I mean, but bad thing about it, those are going up in price now too. I saw one on the marketplace about 2 weeks ago. They were wanting like $4,500 for the car, and it needed a lot of work done to it. Uh, Bill, yes. Anyone know how rare the two-door diplomats are? I've only seen one in pictures. Didn't even know they were real thing. Dude, they're like really rare. Let's see. Danny Boy said there says I've always kind of liked the Valari style Fifth Avenues. Oh yeah, Jimmy Fed, what's going on, brother? Mopar Man 1970 says at some point I'll take my subs on a ride in the Hazard County squad car, one of oops of my coming videos. There you go. Oh, Doug, I love the '63 Imperials, man. Dougster, what's going on, brother? Let's see. Really don't know how to pronounce your name, brother. Skimmy Fender Himmer. But he asked, did you scoop the 64 Valiant yet? No, the deal did not go through, so I'm looking for another car right now. Raker SS74 said he had a 1978 Diplomat 2-door slant 6. Big Billy Racing, yes, sir. All Imperials were badass. I love those cars. Zero, what is going on? Zero is in the house. Thanks, Larry. Danny Boy says someone needs to do a 63 Valiant. My mom had one for her first car, which I can barely remember. Jimmy Pez says things are getting expensive. Had 2 tires mounted and balanced today, and it cost me $87 just to have them mounted and balanced. Holy shit! All right, Barrymon, appreciate it. New Jersey prices, right? But yeah, it's funny. Tony and I did that video the other day on the 60 satellite getting running, and I remember the video I did on it driving it from Kiwis back to the shop. I had a lot of people in the comments sit there and go, "You didn't get on it," and at time, and it's like usually I don't get on other people's cars, man. They're not mine, and so when we did the video the other day, and kind of got permission to do so, so I was able to lay a nice little burnout in the parking lot with it. Zero says, "Amen, Mopar out." But I mean, it's a stout car, man. I mean, it still needs a lot of work done to it, but it's. I mean, the motor could use a good refresh, but it runs great. Oh no, 1303. What's going on? We got Mopar Den in the house. He just got back from a cruise. Cool deal. Let's see. Otto was asking, "Hey Al, what's your impression of the 440-6?" I really don't have one, brother. I mean, I've always been more of a small block guy, so getting back into the big block stuff now. Jimmy Fresh says yes. You certainly weren't afraid of that other dude. I tell you what, man, I put my foot down on it. That's one thing. I mean, I'm not afraid to lay into one. If I got, it's like mine, man. My Charger RT, man. I kill that thing every time I get in it. Terry Littlejohn says another month before we can do yard work here. It must be nice, man. I end up having to start mine early. Zero said I had a few friends tell me to drive. Oh, I hear you, man. Dave Boy says pretty much every car I drive ends up with the accelerator on the floor. I hear you. Well, it's like when Ethan and I built the race truck and stuff, man. Ethan was scared to get into because we just built that motor and stuff, and he didn't want to blow it up. And I was like, man, if it blows up, we just build it again. And every time I get in it, man, I give it hell. Wayne Bazell says, smash those like buttons. Let's see what we got. We got 61 people in here and 38 likes. Dave Boy says you can floor it without dogging the car. Oh, you can. I mean, you can drive them fast and easy and be nice with them. Southern Comfort 655. What's going on, brother? Jimmy says I got lucky the other day. I was merging on the interstate, started hammering my javelin, but noticed a state trooper tractor behind me. I hate when that happens. Backer Bob 59. What's going on, brother? Southern Comfort said first startup on my latest bike build. Cool deal, dude. Let's see, Wayne. What's Wayne got here? Would it be feasible to make a laser printed styrofoam engine block full size for engines or project mockups? Wayne, I believe there's companies out there that already do that. Doug Norton says, "Wow, Al laughs like a lady." Appreciate it, brother. I'll put my brawl on next Monday night. You probably heard my son's girlfriend laughing in the background. Zero says Mopar cop gave the dart a pass, caught me dead, looked at me and just nodded. Thank you, Jesus Chrysler. Dark Martha. Did I hear you right, or bra? Yeah, I was just screwed with it, man. Anthony, what's going on, brother? I missed quite a bit on the SlagHammer. Would the 383 have points or electronic ignition? It's going to have dual point distributor. Mopar pan, let's see, Mopar den. So I have to adjust my torsion bars to bring the front end down some in alignment. Who else has adjusted their torsion bars lately? I haven't adjusted any in a while. Last set I adjusted was on the Corvette. Jimmy's asking, are you guys still repairing that cracked 361? As far as I know, we are. Once he gets done with the 383, I know he's wanting to do a couple of things with the block. And just don't know exactly what he wants to do yet with it. I know he's wanting to do some repairs to it. But as far as what style of repair, I mean, we'll find out here shortly. Danny Boy says, Philip Concrete. Sapporo, what's going on, man? Hello. You're correct, Jimmy. You always want to jack the car up when you're doing the torsion bars. Douglas on SlagHammer, what type of fuel pump? Well, for the 383 build, we're just doing a regular manual fuel pump. Now, after that, when we get ready to do the motor for No Name Nationals, I don't know yet exactly, but we'll probably be putting an electric fuel pump in it. Wild Rose Garage, what's going on, Nolan? John Wilburn is in the house. What's going on, man? You done with that house yet? Ray Bass, have you ever had experience dealing with the SSBC disc brake conversion? No. John Wilbur said this some trailer service today so I could do more work on the house. I hear you, brother. I know you'd be glad when you get done with it. Jason Garage Inc., what's going on? But I remember back in the day, I had a Chrysler New Yorker, and it was one of the square body ones. And I took it to an alignment shop, had to do alignment. And man, I got that pull that car out, and the whole front of that car was tilted like that. I was like, guys, what the hell do you do? Well, we tried to adjust the torsion bars out, and they had it so out of whack. I actually had to show this alignment shop how to do the torsion bars on that car. Big Belly Racing. Let's see. Any truck yards down your way, 7080 Dodge specific? We used to have a truck junkyard down the road from me, but I think they closed a couple years ago. And then there's another one, I believe, is Ivy Bluff, and they had a few back a while back, but I'm not sure on how their inventory is now. Mopar base says, "Wow, that's not encouraged." I mean, a lot of people don't know how to adjust those things. I mean, it's like taking the Coronet to a tire shop and explaining to them that one side of the vehicle has left-hand threads, and so that way they don't sit there and tear it up. Big Belly Racing, it's called Ivy Bluff. Oh yeah, it's always good to trailer bearings, man. Even if I was like, I had a trailer years ago, man, and it would sit a lot. I'd still recheck those bearings each time before I use that trailer. Buck does it. What's going on, brother? How you doing this evening? The wrench is in the house. What's going on, man? But yeah, the first time we adjusted the torsion bars on the Corvette, Ethan had a lot of questions, and I showed him how to adjust it and how to resettle the car afterwards, and I think he remembered how to do it now. Yeah, like Zero said, the key is to drive them after adjustment. It will move. Oh God, John says his friend's trailer bearings had never been serviced and the trailer's 20 years old. Oh my God. Let's see. Mopar Man 78 said worked on a buddy's Duster instrument cluster, all new twist in housing with push in bulbs, wiper, headlight switch work, but the lights in the dash don't come on, including the turn signals. Check fuses and grounds. What shape was the ribbon board on the back like on there? Because we had an issue with Ethan's Corvette that we couldn't get the dash lights and stuff work after replacing the bulbs and stuff. I ended up having to put a new ribbon piece in the back. The wrench said, nice build with Barney. Gotta love stock builds. Sometimes they're more satisfying. I mean, they are, man. I mean, besides having to clean 10,000 pounds of shit out of the block and the heads, I mean, it was a fun little build. And he's still happy with it, man. He's getting ready to do the first oil change on it already. He's already put almost 1,200 miles on it since he got it back. Jimmy Fez, I think you can carefully solder those ribbons. Well, I mean, it's not really, I call it a ribbon, but it's not. It's just a flat little circuitry board. And over the years, those things just lose their connectivity. And I just happen to find another dash cluster really cheap. And I ended up doing that route. But yeah, you can repair them. All right, so that was an otherworldly about a credit. I'm telling you, it was one. Been a long time since I've seen a motor that dirty. But he's tickled to death with it, man. We put that MDS delete kit in it and did a Diablo tune in it, and he says, man, he says that truck's never ran that well since he's had it. And of course, he's only had it for like 4 months. Mopar man, 1978 said the ribbon board looked good, turn signals work, but no lights. I was thinking maybe the push in instrument cluster voltage regulator. I mean, you can try that. I mean, I tried it with ours and it didn't make a difference. Another shout out from Mr. Will Diamond Garage. He is having a live on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern with Bill Rose, Wild Rose, and they're going to be doing a deep in-depth dive into muscle car engines. Spider-Man asks, "Are the Gen 3 challenging to rebuild?" Not really. I've actually loved building them. Let's see, 77 Superjet. What's going on, man? He says, I have a 2011 300C with the 5.7 in it. Canadian cold air filter. Of course, the catbacks. What kind of tune would you recommend? It all depends what you want, man. If you want to have fun with it and still be a really good daily, I mean, you can go with Diablo. They have a 91 tune that works pretty good. Let's see. John Wilburn says, I will have Nebulac 57 live Friday at 8 p.m. So y'all check it out. Wild Rose Grouse said, I saw a Chevy 305 that you could not see the rockers, just hard carbon type of stuff under the valve covers, and it ran fine. The lady who owned it, let's see, the lady who had it used it, let it idle for hours, 84 short box step side. Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of them like that. Just basically got the carbon buildup and the dry stuff. But man, this motor I just did, it was just pure neglect on oil changes. Oh, I hear you, Big Belly Racing. Appreciate that, Zero. The wrench said he had a 360 Magnum that had 340 kilometer miles on it, or 346,000. Yeah, and the Valley had hard 1 inch crust. It's now a 408. Oh yeah, I mean I've seen some that just nasty crust. I worked on one years ago when I was down in Florida. I had a friend of mine that had a Fury and with a big block down in it, and it built up so much pressure it blew the valve covers off of it. I mean, there was no oil getting to the top or anything. And well, no, it would be okay to drive. Put the valve covers back on. I was like, dude, you need to go through this motor and get it where oil is coming back up. But I mean, you got some people out there, man, that just don't believe in doing oil changes or maintenance. Jimmy says, I like the 5.9. It has little pistons, or it has light pistons. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, my last truck I had was the last year they put the 5.9 in the truck. And when I got rid of that thing, it had almost 400,000 miles on it. Buck does says, yeah, I've done mainly crusty small block Chevys that blocked oil returns, and that's what was happening with that Gen 3 I just did. I mean, all the oil passages were so restrictive, and I mean, it was almost to the point of starving. I mean, it about spun number 5 rod journal. Rose says my 7.3 has 350,000 miles on it. Looks clean as new inside. Shell Rotella. I love Shell Rotella. Jimmy says turned 100K on my 3.6 Pentastar Avengers. Good deal, brother. Rube Mopar, dude, what's going on, brother? But yeah, I mean, Rotella is a good oil, man. I mean, I use it in my big trucks. I've used it in my cars. It's just really good oil, and it works well. I mean, it doesn't break down as much when you get operating temperature and get hot. Is one of the things I like about it. It keeps its viscosity even under heat. Doug says Rotella makes my fleet move. I hear you, brother. Let's see, Mopar Man, 1970. I'll question the black and red wires that mount to the back of the alternator gauge. If the gauge was bad, can you connect the two wires to bypass the gauge? If you're talking about the amp meter and the dash has got the two wires that come in and out, yeah, you can disconnect and put them together. I've had to do that before. Matter of fact, I used to keep a little quarter 20 bolt and nut in my ashtray just for that. Just for that. I know. Ask Al, on your Gen 3 rebuild, do you use factory ignition or other? If you're talking about the coils and stuff, I use the factory coil packs. Spider-Man says I use Brad Penn 2050 in my 340. But yeah, it's funny. My son's sitting there and called me up today. He's been driving that little Honda Civic back and forth, and he was about 5 minutes away from work. Goes in the store to go get something, comes back out, and it wouldn't start on him. And the funny thing about it was, last weekend the ignition key got jammed up, and he couldn't get it to turn. And I got the key out and noticed there was a piece broke off in it. And I sat there and told him, you need to go ahead and get a new ignition switch in there. Of course, he procrastinated because it was working fine and about bit him on the ass tonight. Doug says how to drive a two-stroke Detroit. Get into a fight with an old lady, scrape skin, climbing into the rig, bonk the head on the roof, getting in, slam fingers in the door, and you're ready to drive a Detroit twist. All in drive, I ran Castrol for years, man. Jonathan Couch, what's going on, brother? Yeah, I remember John said my friend bought a 1970 Cutlass. It has a 455F on a mid 70 olds, 98 TH for 112 volt ram mirror for $400. Yeah, I remember seeing that on the live last night, dude. That was a hell of a deal. Yeah, well, I always said he said my buddy had a grain truck with a 671 and a 604 twin stick. Yeah, you're busy, man. It's like the old Mack trucks, man. I tried driving one of those things one time. Just what's going on, brother? Hello from Germany. Uh, just appreciate it, brother. I'm doing my best and still learning as I go along. Let's see here. Mr. Will asked, "What's the oldest rig you've ever driven?" The oldest one I personally driven was a God. What was it? I had? I had a 95 Freightliner flat top. The Duchess says probably will be dragging home an early 70s big block W200 full time 4x4 body. Short, but needs the BB parts for my project. It has a Dainty 62. Oh, cool deal. Yeah, I've had some Peterbilts, man. They're just later model. Nasco, let's see. Nasico, I have a Challenger SRT. I had need body paint. Any recommendations? I live in Southwest Georgia. I mean, are you wanting to do a full respray or what? All right, Doug, calm down. All right, let's see. Mopar May 1978. Um, Let's see. Question on the flamethrower kits for exhaust on vehicles. Is there a way to run it without interfering with the ignition firing? Be honest with you, I don't know. I've never put one in. Oh, all-in drive. I tell you what, it's been a long time since I've seen Kindle. Yeah, Mopar did say PVG is a lot of paint that people use as far as the pros and stuff. Wild Rose says for the new trucks, I like the Western Stars. Nothing fancy, but they're tough. Oh, they are. They're tough trucks, man. Danny boy, um, not really. He said it says ain't Western Stars the same as Volvos. Mr. Will Diver Ross says I use what's that Glasser to paint my Charger. Great paint, still looks good 16 years later. The wrench says Western Star is good. They are close to their national, but don't mention Sterling, right? See, Mopar Man at 78. That would look cool on SlagHammer flames coming out of those purple Horties, right? That would be cool. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of people asking what color SlagHammer is going to be, but I have to keep telling everybody you'll find out at the end of the year. We're kind of keeping the color a secret right now. Juggerbots, what's going on, brother? Mr. Will's asking, will I have metal plate? Y'all will find out, man. Jonathan Coach said, why did you decide to go with Plum Crazy Purple on SlagHammer? Right? Mr. Wells says, that's a yes. Oh, like I said, man, y'all find out. It's going to be a color that y'all are not expecting. Jimmy says, Al, can you lay down paint? Well, I do not consider myself a painter. I mean, I can paint, but I mean, as far as well, I don't know. We'll find out. Mopar Zero says best for flight, right? The color is yes. I mean, y'all know what the inside color is going to be, but it has nothing to do with the outside cover is going to be. Big Belly Ray says, Al, think Panther pink. The only color I like on that is on the Challengers, man. Yeah, the last vehicle I actually painted myself. I had a old uh, Ford F100. I had a Volkswagen Rabbit. I traded even for it, and my dad had a gallon of Petty Blue sitting in the garage that he hadn't used and it was about ready to go bad. And I painted that truck Petty Blue. The Rich says, "What's wrong with pink?" Oh, I ain't got a problem with pink. I says, to me, you do Panther pink, I think of the Challenger. Mr. Will's thinking gold, a lot of metal plate. Rolinsky, let's see. Al got a clean 2006 1500 with 75K on it. Should I do a cam and the new Hellcat lifters before I have to take them? Dude, I, people call these things Hellcat lifters. They're used in multiple motor platforms with the Hemis. You can pull up the lifters for the 392 versus the Hellcat, and they're about basically the same part number. As far as your '06 goes, dude, at 75K, if it's still running good, I'll leave it alone. The one we pulled out of Ethan's truck before we did the build for the race truck had 261,000 miles on it. No issues, no ticks, no nothing. We sold the motor 4 years ago, and the guy is still driving it in his truck now. I love it. Everybody's guessing colors now. Jimmy says Moulin Rouge. Yeah, Relinsky, that's the main thing, man. Just keep changing the oil in it. I mean, keep the maintenance up on. Big Billy Ray says, I'm going with Sublime. Richard R. Days says, Plum Crazy Purple with metallic green stripes. I mean, that looked cool, but that's not the color the car is going to be. Sassy Press Green, nope. Big Belly Racing, could you do a poll on colors and give away merch for the winter? I can think about doing that. The Ridge says, I know what color, fingers crossed. let's see. So Al, how hard is it to put a new Hemi in an old car wiring side of things? Now it's a lot easier. There's a lot of companies now to make a nice wiring loom kit for these, putting the Gen 3s in the older vehicles. I know Holly has a nice little setup that you can buy from them, and it's got the cleat harness to run the motor and stuff. You can run a 727 behind it. You can run a stick behind it. Now, years ago, when people first started doing that there wasn't anything out there, and you had to get the PCM reprogrammed. You had to sit there and dice through all the wires and get rid of stuff you didn't need. But today, I mean, there's a lot more availability now to do these swaps, and they're a lot easier. Let's see. Oh, it says my brother's Ram had over 350,000 miles on the 5.7. No issues ever. Changed oil religiously. Taken out in a wreck. And that's the main thing with these things. I mean, the 5.7s have small oil galleys, and as long as you run the right oil in it and do the change, I don't believe in these 5,000, 8,000 mile oil changes. I'm still a 3,000 mile guy, and you know, like I said, man, just keep it changed, keep the filter changed out, use a nice Wix filter, you know. And I mean, this thing's gonna last. I mean, yeah, there's some that have issues out of the factory that, you know, don't even make it to 100,000 before they grenade. But I mean, overall, man, take care of it, man. They'll last. Doctor said dark brown metallic super fudge. All right, dude, you make me want to go get some ice cream. The beige is like butterscotch, I think. Yeah, there's a few different say. Beige is one of those empty colors, man. It's like the cornet we got from Florida. That was that nasty looking Mopar beige looking shit. And it's like, had to get rid of that real quick. Al at 646 on Tony, assembly video, it looks like the rear main seal is torn before he put it in. I don't know. I haven't watched the video yet. Jimmy said Jonathan, not Chevy Brown. Andre says, my style, grading colors and spunky wheels. There you go. Walrose says, I know a guy with a 71 Duster with a mild 5.7 in it, ran 11.8. Last weekend, not really my thing, but I respect it. And that is, oh, it is, man. I mean, they're nice motors. And you can get stupid horsepower out of them. Big Bear always says the beige is like the mid late 70s Mopar green, right? Dizzy says copperhead orange root beer with gold metal flake. Jimmy said the 1940 Willys looks great with the vitamin C. Dude, I don't care what color 1940 Willie is. It's going to be nice. I love those things. Anyway, it says orange like the CUDA behind you. No. Like I said, y'all find out here towards the end of the year. Matt S said, let's see, green metallic with beige interior. I always thought, yeah, it's not a bad combination. Doctor says, go mango, right? Mopar Man says, I bet it's going to be Tang Orange. Nope. But I think y'all like it, though. School bus yellow, right? On Drive says totally should be a Tang decal like the sponsor, though. Oh, I hear you. Mopar Engine, what's going on, brother? He says, need to talk UTG to turning Miata into a kart dragster and take on Cletus. Uh, I'll see, but I mean, he's done with that car, man. I mean, the car has been done for a while, and then one of the guys were supposed to take it to a road rally course with it. That never happened. The car just been sitting. So he said, screw it. So he's going to pull the 170 back out of it, and all the parts he put into it. There were supposed to have been some kids coming by about a week or so ago to actually buy the car, but they haven't shown up yet. John Cucci says Viper Blue. That is a nice color. Danny Boy said put a 225 in. Mad S. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be primer gray until the end of the year. So, I mean, unless I find some time between after the Power Tour and the No Name Nationals, it might happen then. But right now, we're just planning on end of the year when things slow down a little bit. Zero says, bias ply tires are fun if you say you hate going straight, right? And I still got, let's see, I got 1, 2, 5 14-inch bias ply tires that came off of the Corvette. Matter of fact, 2 of them right now are on the back of SlagHammer as a roller. See, Mopar engines, do you remember the B7 blue darker than the B5 blue? Bring that back. I think Dodge brought something similar back. I think it was like a Patriot blue on the Ram 1500s. Mopar Den says bias plies are like roller skates on an ice rink. I tell you what's funny too, those damn tires. When we bought the car down in Florida, I mean these things were cracked all over the place and still held air. And once we took those off and put the Acorn Rallies on, I saved the rims on the tires. And when we got rid of the car, I still kept them. I even still have the original spare that was in the trunk. And the two that are on the back of SlagHammer right now has not had any air in them since the day we bought that car back when Ethan was 14 years old, and they're still holding air. And what's funny is the 2 front tires on SlagHammer right now are a radio tire, and they're dry rotted. And when it's warm inside the building, the tires will stay up. When it drops below, when was it, during the wintertime, I would have to go in every time I went in and aired those tires back up. But when it was warm, they stayed up. Douglas says, Kojak, who loves you, baby? God, I haven't watched that in a while. Matt S says electric blue metallic was a good color. I like all the blues, man. I'm a blues guy, as you can tell on my banner back here. I like my blue. Danny Boy says I don't think I ever driven on bias. Dude, I tell you what, man, they're a fun tire. And if you let the car sit for any amount of time, they'll get flat spots in them. And you got to warm them up, and then they'll finally clear out. Walrus says probably a bead leak. Fine coal. Yeah, I hear you. It probably is. I mean, those tires sat over the other shop, man. But the good thing is they're getting ready to come off here shortly. Big Belly Raisin says biases are good for burnout contest, right? Why most is like bias for taking weight. But yeah, I love the blues, man. When me and my other half first got together, every car I bought was blue. And she's like, every time you turn around, you like buying a blue. So it was my favorite color. So I finally had to get away from that. And until we got the Jeep Commander, and that ended up being blue again. Zero says, when I got my car driving, the tires I had were at best worth shit, but I got a lot of practice for sideways fun, right? Rich says, Bias leaves great tattoo marks on the street. Oh, I hear you. The Duchess says, my 76 Cordova was a triple blue. I bet that was nice. Oh, I hear you, Dan. I mean, and Wilder's right too, man. I love the N50s, man. Mopar engines, plans on any pickup truck projects? Well, I mean, Ethan and I have the race truck that we're going to be doing some work on here again here shortly, hopefully. So as soon as we get some time freed up. But I've had a lot of you asking. I had some emails, um, not emails, but I had some messages on my YouTube channel about the stickers, and I still got some. I just re-upped the order on them. Here we go. Got two different styles going on. Hopefully, the lady does all that for me. She's also doing the proofs for my t-shirts, and she sent me a proof yesterday. We tweaked some stuff out, so I think we're going to have a final product this week to put out. Hopefully that. But if y'all are wanting stickers, man, I don't have any way right now except through Super Chat. And if you want to get them, just give whatever you want. And I'll send my email back through again. You can email me with your address, and I can ship them out to you. Let's see, the Ritz was talking about wild rose and said the plies are layered differently from the radios. Radios wrinkle and the contour giving it a hop. The bias is stiff and a plus for shorter for less flex. Yep. Let's see here. Zero says, dang, Mopar, we're at 2 hours. We're almost, man. But I thought it was cool. Jed with Scott Speed Shop, he sent me some stickers the other day, so I put some on the inside of the trunk of SlagHammer. Like I said before, any of y'all got stickers and shit you want to send to put on SlagHammer for to promote your channel, well, I'm glad to put them on the trunk lid. I just put my email back through again in the comments. And if you want to send it to me, I'd be more than glad to support your channel and put it on the trunk. And also remember, let's see if I go here. Mr. Will, if you want to put back when your live is going to be. I think you said it was, what was it, on Thursday? Oh, was I buffering for a second? Ari says I'm going to send out a sign painter to hand letter my initials into SlagHammer. I tell you what, I'll talk to Kathy about that because when we get the car painted, she's going to do the pinstriping and stuff on it. So I'll talk to her about putting that somewhere on the car. See, says also my bank can't super chat, but should work something out. Just send me an email. We'll see what we can work out. All right, Mr. Will, just put it back up. His live will be Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern with Bear Rose, Wild Rose, and himself in a deep dive discussion to the latest muscle car engines. So make sure you check him out. Also, make sure you go to his page and give him a sub and a like. Shopcat Industries, what's up? I hear you, Zero. That would be cool. But yeah, I can't wait for that thing to get fired up and running, man. I told Tony Day I'm chomping at the bits. So hopefully here in the next couple of weeks it'll be up and running, and y'all can sit there and hear that thing fire up. Jimmy Pettis, are you running open headers on SlagHammer? We're gonna put purple hornies on it for the power tour, and then we're gonna do pipe extensions once we're done with that for the track. Dizzy says, y'all be careful. The heat tomorrow's going to be 95, 98. Oh, I hear you, man. It's supposed to be like 91, 92 degrees here tomorrow. Mr. Will says, looking forward to it. Me too, brother. Jimmy says, yeah, you need some exhaust. I mean, that car's going to be loud as fuck anyway. So Ethan and we're already going to get us a set of earphones so we can keep our hearing, or what's left of mine. Duck just said they hit almost 80 degrees in Michigan today. I think it was supposed to get up, I think, like 82 down here today. I don't know if we made it or not. Appreciate that Zero SlagHammer thumb. Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm waiting for that car to roll underneath its own power. But guys, I'm going to get off of here. I appreciate everybody being on tonight. I'm really grateful, and I'm grateful for everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I'm just a one-man show. I'm doing the best I can, and what I give you is what I give you, man. I am who I am on camera and off. But I love everybody to be on here. I love the community that we have. I love all the No Name National guys. Y'all are rocking it right now, trying to get it to the 500. Ones who have already made past 500, congrats. And thanks for Zero, Mr. Will, for moderating tonight for me. And other than that, guys, I'm going to get off here, and I will see y'all next Monday night.